All right, I am about to, there we go. Just doing some casual video editing. I figured, I don't know why I stream these things. I figured maybe somebody finds interest in it. But 𝙎𝙤𝙤𝙬𝙖, CETI, which is a crypto project I've been involved in for the last couple months, was recently on the Mark Jeffrey hash rate podcast. So I've been taking snippets and turning them into video. And I use a software called Descript, DESCRIPT, and it's a pretty neat system because it has some AI functionality that takes out your it takes out dead space, it does captions, and if anybody's ever done captions in like DaVinci or something like that, it can be a bit of a pain. You can pay for services that do it, but that is also a pain. So I'm just going to walk through the process. I've already done the AI, actually I'll show you up here, shortening the word gaps, removing filler words like uhs, whatever. So I've already done that. And this isn't the full podcast. This is only about 1minute and 36 seconds worth of it. It was like a hour-long podcast, so I'm just creating content snippets out of it. But I figured if I'm going to sit here and do it anyway, I might as well record it, live stream it. I don't know, whatever. So the main thing that I'm working on next is I want to go through and make sure there's no spelling errors, which I do sometimes miss, even though I do this. So, and then any of these dots that might be like extra spacing or something. We're going to play a little bit of this.
For example. So if I'm buying your services, I'm actually buying.
Now, this isn't my caption here. This is one that was default in the video. So one of the things I also have to do is I'm going to create an overlay. I've already got it created because I used it on a previous video that basically sits at the bottom here and is branded for 𝙎𝙤𝙤, along with the URL for 𝙎𝙤𝙤. And then has our captions on top of it because their captions have a lot more spelling errors and even doesn't spell the 𝙎𝙤 name correctly. So, and I think this particular section of the podcast, I really wanted to highlight the CEO, Dennis, talking about the intelligent compute fabric and stuff for people that might be interested in what 𝙎𝙤𝙤 is doing. For those of you that aren't familiar with 𝙎𝙤𝙤, it's basically a crypto that is paired with TAO, T-A-W, actually wrapped TAO, so W-T-A-O. There we go. And what they're doing is they're building like these massive geeky server things that I can't explain well. And they're going to be providing this intelligent AI compute fabric for like on a massive world scale. And they have a revenue share system where people that are holding these tokens can benefit from the usage and selling of this massive network that they're building. And I've bought some. I don't have a lot like some of the whales do in this thing. All of this hardware is arriving this month. It may have already arrived. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I know some of it has because I've seen pictures of it. And since I'm handling a lot of their social media, and of course some of their media, stuff like this, then I'll be getting first dibs on photos and videos for those when they do arrive. So I think looking through this, another thing, so I'm not as smart as these people by any measure. So when there's certain things that I don't know, like I understand Amazon Web Services, I assume that's what they mean by AWS. I don't know what Lambda is. So part of me is like, I have to cross my fingers because they're not always readily available to ask if these are correct references. And I think most of these are. I did ask about one of them that I wasn't sure of. So yeah, I think this is pretty good to go. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new layer up at the top here. And let's see, it's going to be It's not going to be under videos, I don't think. Is it this? Yes. So this is the, you'll see it covers their captions and it's got the logo and their URL. And then now I have to add our captions, which is basically, this is what the AI pulled text-wise from the audio. And then I go in and edit it. Another thing I really like about the script, if I delete any words, which I've already done through some of this, it will automatically delete that audio too and the video. So I don't have to like cut everything all at once or try to sit and measure and cut everything to make sure I'm getting everything out. AI does a lot of that for me. Now, there are portions that I do have to cut, and I'll show you what I mean because, let's see, how do I scroll in here? There's a way to make this, is it control? Yes. So when I'm looking through some of these audio sections, you see how like this is, I can't mouse over it, but you see how the first part of this is white and then, and I'm pointing down here, but I can't mouse over it because it blues it. It adds that blue background. But see how this is gray? Generally, that means that's like an or something that the AI program didn't catch. So I have to, this is the time consuming part. I do have to listen to this multiple times to make sure I catch everything. And then I can manually cut them from here as well. So that's what I'm gonna do next.
I do know that you guys, in reading through your materials, you have something that you call the Intelligent Compute Fabric, which sounded a little bit like clustering or AWS Lambda to me. Tell me what that is.
Yeah, the 𝙎𝙤𝙤𝙤 Intelligent
Now, this first part here, I did notice that Dennis said the twice. So I'm thinking this section here that's grayed out is where he said it twice. I'm going to go through here again.
Yeah, the 𝙎𝙤𝙤𝙤.
Yeah, so it does have a cut function here. And I can go in here and just start it where it starts with the gray and ends with the gray, and then select and delete that. So we're going to see if that took out that second the.
Yeah, the 𝙎𝙤𝙤𝙤 Intelligent Compute.
See, it went quick. Either that or I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, the 𝙎𝙤𝙤𝙤 Intelligent. Yeah, the 𝙎𝙤𝙤𝙤 Intelligent Compute Fabric is the software layer that sits atop all of this.
Oh, I heard an Did you see it? See, it's not in the words here, but I heard it here. So again, AI is not perfect, but it did a really good job taking a lot of that out. So I'm going to take that out, and hopefully that got rid of that
layer that sits atop all of this expensive, shiny hardware. And what it does is it optimally allocates.
Oh, did you hear that one? I heard it. So we're going to try. Let me make sure I got the right one.
It optimal.
Yeah, so this grayed out part here looks like it's an So we will cut that out, delete.
It optimally allocates hardware based on.
Oh, I heard another one. This grayed out one is an or something. So we'll take that one out.
Allocates hardware based on economic productivity. So like whatever the best return that we can get for that compute or running that model is, our proprietary software will do the switching or the allocation of the GPU and the models to that most economically productive client, whether it's a decentralized network or a broker, for example.
So if I'm buying your services, I'm actually buying that. That's what my control panel interfaces to. I'm not actually buying, like when I go into a cache, I see like a menu of machines, right? Here's 3 machines and they're running this operating system. That's not what you guys do. You provide the compute as a service abstracted in this layer. Is that right?
Yeah, let's say like generically, like a company or a broker like Akash, we would connect the 𝙎𝙤𝙤𝙤 Intelligent Compute Fabric to their network in order to participate when it makes most sense for us from economic productivity standpoint.
Yeah, okay. So are you guys actively working in the Akash network right now?
No, we have not turned on our hardware yet.
I heard 2 hours. And it looks like it's that grayed out part here. But we're almost done. Thankfully, this is a small clip, and AI got most of it. But a little cleanup never hurts.
On our hardware yet. It's coming online this month.
Now, why did it sound like it hit twice? Maybe it's because of on and hour sounds similar.
Turned on our hardware yet.
No, it still said it. Hour. Maybe I can guess that It's this one. Again, if you make an edit and it's the wrong one, just Control Z and it'll undo it. So
Turned on our hardware yet. It's coming online this month.
I see. Okay, yeah, actually, I wasn't clear on what.
or was that supposed to be hour? Hold on, let me Control Z. Maybe it just sounds like it's 2 hours. Am I going crazy here? Hold on. I feel like I'm going crazy.
No, we have not turned on our hardware yet.
No, it still sounds like it's saying hour twice. On our hardware. You know what? I think I'm going to leave it off.
No, we have not turned on our hardware yet. It's coming online.
Oh, yeah, that sounds much better.
I see. Okay, yeah, actually, I wasn't clear on whether it was up and running yet or not. Okay, so none of this stuff is there yet, but it's all about to start to hit.
All right, so I think we've got the audio taken care of. And when I added the captions, it automatically pulls the default design and location of the previous time I've used the captions, it looks like, which is convenient. And I wanted it to be kind of just small at the bottom here. You can edit how you want the captions to look and how you want them to, I guess, hold on. It's not letting me click in here. There we go. So now I can actually click on the captions. So let me drag this back down. You have a bunch of options. Right now I have it so that the background of the captions are black. The text is white. And then the shadow, I don't think I have a shadow going on here. You can also change what the active word is. So the active word is highlighted with the yellow background. And then the future word, I don't know if you can tell through the video, the actual text that's already been spoken is white and the future words are like more of a gray. I probably could make it more of a darker gray. It'd probably be more visible or to tell the difference that way. But I could change the background to, I mean, I might do it for this video just to be different, to like a blue. And then the color could be white. No, that's too, if maybe it was a darker blue or something. I do a darker, no, I don't like that either. And I don't like the transparent either. So let's see how that kind of flows visually as we're going through this.
The model is our proprietary software will do the switching or the allocation of the GPU and the models.
Yeah, so I'm going to leave the blue for now, just to be slightly different. And I like the white. The white worked perfectly fine, but there's no reason not to try different colors and do a little testing that way. You can drag and change the size of how you want the text, the captions to display. You can change the font. I use this Roboto Slab. It doesn't have a whole lot of fonts, and I'm assuming, so you can add fonts. I'm not going to add the font I've been using for study because it's a very wide font. So I don't think we would get as much real estate for text if I did that. This font, honestly, it's professional, it's clean, it's not, you know, a gross Times New Roman or Arial or something like that. You can change your size if you want to have more text at once, but obviously you still want it to be readable, especially on mobile devices. So I don't do that. If you are interested in this software, I feel like I have, actually, let me go to my other monitor here. I feel like I have a referral, but I'm honestly questioning that now. I try to get referrals for every software I use that I talk about, but it is you pay monthly for the software. I use it really regularly. What I also like about the software, it doesn't have to be video. And maybe I'll just show another sample here in a minute. If you have a space, like a Twitter space or a podcast, you can take the audio file from that, drop it in here, and it'll automatically transcribe it. And then again, you go through and pull out your filler words with the AI functionality. You can shorten any word gaps. You know how sometimes you have those awkward silent spaces. It immediately takes all of that out. you can assign labels to each person that's talking. I didn't for this particular one. I certainly could have. Like this says Aaron. It's not actually Aaron. This is Matt initially, and then you can add a new one for whoever else is talking. But what I really like about this is there's been times, especially when I was doing my own podcast, Misfit Academy, for a while, that I said the wrong word. So you can actually train your voice into this program, and it'll replicate your voice to say the right word. So it's not perfect, but it's evolving. And again, it's like, I think it's like $30 a month for the software. Let me check real quick and see if I have a referral link. I don't think I do. If I don't, I will get one. I see 10,000 other referral links, even StreamYard, but no, I don't see a Descript one. So I'll find one. If I do, I'll put it somewhere in the comments or tweet. So I think we're good to go with this. We've got our captions. We've got our overlay to cover up their captions. We can still see the video. The sound looks good. I usually add background music to these, but for these podcasts, I'm not going to. I think one thing I will do, though, is I want to see the layers first of all. I want to boost the audio a little bit.
I do know that you guys, in reading through your materials, you have something that you call the Intelligent Compute Fabric, which sounded a little bit like clustering.
Drag it left to right, up or down. But a lot of these recording softwares and things, they don't really record the audio loud enough sometimes, especially if you do put music in the background. So I'll manually go in and boost it, and it does a really good effect. Cleans it up nicely. So I think this is good to go. So the next thing I do is I would go to publish and then export. It does have the ability to publish to different platforms like YouTube and stuff, but I'm not going to use any of these. So I'm just going to export it into max resolution available, high quality. It's going to be video. You can just do an audio. You can do GIFs. I've never done that. You can also just export the transcript and subtitles if you want. But I'm just going to do the whole video because we're going to upload this to Twitter. So this is going to be this section about compute, and it's going to export it, and then I can do what I want with it. And that's pretty much it for Descript. Now, I do want to go into here and show you. So if you go into your list of projects, and let's say you want to create a new project, maybe it's an audio recording. Let's say you have a space. So I'm going to go in here. Let me pull out an audio file. I might just use one of the previous AMAs so that you guys can see it, transcribe it really quick for SETI, because I'm still going through all their AMAs that they've done. We've got one this Thursday, actually. But I want to, here we go. I'm going to pull the April one. I haven't even just transcribed this one yet. I'm just drag and dropping an MP3 in here. And you'll see it's adding the file, and then it's going to go through and transcribe it. While it's doing that, I'll show you. There we go. So now it's analyzing the audio, transcribing. I'm not going to choose any speakers yet, so I'm just going to say done. Once the words show up, I'll show you the AI stuff that makes it just so much easier to edit, because it's taking out all those things that you would have to edit out anyway. It doesn't really take that long. And then my video is exported, so I can start posting. I guess I can pull it out real quick while this is transcribing. Let me show you the video that we just did in. I do my overlays in Canva, by the way. I don't do them in Descript, but let's see. This one was called. There we go. Let me pull it over.
I do know that you guys, in reading through your materials, you have something that you call
the
Intelligent Compute Fabric, which sounded a little bit like clustering or AWS.
So yeah, this is perfect. Now we're still transcribing. It is an hour-long session that it's transcribing, so I guess it does take a little bit longer. But once it's done. And I think once this is done and I show you these couple steps for if you wanted to edit your podcast or a video, then I will probably end the live because I'm going to go out touch grass because grass needs touching after I post this other video, which I can probably do while this is going on. For those of you that aren't aware, I think Twitter on its most basic account level, I guess X now, since they're forcing us to switch, you can upload up to 2 minutes of video. I don't know if that's different on premium. I assume it is, and we are on premium. So, but I still try not to go over the 2 minute mark because who wants to listen to a 2 minute video? Not me. All right, so we are 51% transcribed. What I also like about this software, it's very, you know how with most Adobe softwares or even DaVinci, I use DaVinci for a lot of my YouTube video editing. It's very bulky. This is so small. It's such a lightweight piece of software. But it does so much. You won't have a lot of the fancy effects. It does have some effects. I have never played with their effects. They also do have like certain things like progress bars. You can do shapes. But they have a gallery of their own stock templates or like stock videos. Like if I wanted to have a video background of something AI related, I could have this in the background, any of these videos. So you get that along with it. I usually stick to Canva for a lot of the bells and whistles like that. But so now you can see this is the transcription from the space in April. It went, beginning to end, all of it. You can see where for SETI, it spells it SETI. So what I would do is I would highlight that word, hit correct, type the correct spelling, and I can correct all, or I can just correct that one. I'm going to hit correct all, and it's going to show me every instance where it read it as SETI instead of CETI. And I'm going to say, yes, I want you to correct all of those. So now the entire transcript is updated to the correct spelling. The AI functionality, you can see all of these dots are like dead space. And let me play it real quick so you guys can hear. Dead space, dead space, dead space. And then we get up here.
Hello, hello, hello. Let's hope that.
So one of the things I'm going to do, we are going to shorten our word gaps. Now you can determine if you want it to be every word gap that is more than 1 second, shorten down to 1 second. So that's probably what I'll do, because you don't want it to be like no seconds, because then you've got too much audio that's, butting right up against each other. So we're just going to short everything to 1 second. Now we started at 1 hour, 0 minutes and 31 seconds. So I'm curious what that's going to drop us down to. We'll see down here. So that took out like over 6 minutes of space. Just getting rid of the long space, awkward spaces. Now we're going to remove filler words. So I'm going to hit that one. And over here on the right, it's going to show me all the instances of filler words, which is 635 of them. And you can see them highlighted as you scroll down to make sure that they make sense. Like, is used a lot. Us. What is? And duplicate words like we are, whatever, is in here twice. So it will remove those for the most part. So, doesn't need to be, again, these are considered filler words. They're words that are unnecessary. And most of these look pretty good. So what I would do at this point, speed scroll, is I would hit yes, remove them all. And we're going from 53:58 to 48:27. So that in itself moved about 5 minutes of the hour-long podcast. So we go from an hour long to 48 minutes and 27 seconds, which is great. And there will probably still be some more cuts and changes that I have to do. What in the hell is that? I just saw that and I'm like, oh, great. This is going to be forever on my live stream on Twitter and LinkedIn and what am I on? YouTube as well. Whatever. Spicy wiener. It's fine. So there is our rough draft that we can now go through and make our edits. The longest part of editing any of these audio files, though, is just going through, listening, finding any missing ums, finding any misspelled words, and then make a copy of it and then cutting. So maybe I only want a podcast that has this amount of text, or not a podcast, a clip of that audio for some kind of social media content. So you can go through and pick out all the clips you want and turn them into their own projects. And I would simply do that by hitting duplicate and then creating another file of the master file. You know what I mean? You guys understand. But that's it. That's all I plan to live stream. I've got my video ready. I figured I would video live stream me editing, and then maybe I'll do others. I don't know. Feel free to follow me. I just geek out every now and then. Peace.